Good morning, chat. Good morning, YouTube. Back live on YouTube. What is up? Thank you everybody for being here. Good morning. It's an early stream for me, so I have to bring the energy. I have to hype it up a little bit more than usual. Hello to all my new YouTube members. Hello to all my old YouTube members. And hello to everybody who's a subscriber, a fan, a community member, however you want to define yourself. Thank you for being here today. We have an amazing stream for you today. And the reason, my friends, this is going to be an amazing stream is because we're listening to your music. That's right. This is a track review stream where you in the community get to submit your music and I will give feedback on that music. Oh, you guys like the old set? You guys like this shot? Okay, we'll go to that shot. Scott says, new here, just trying to be a fly on the wall. That's totally fine, Scott. Thank you for being here. It's totally okay to be a fly on the wall, catch the vibe, see how it is. I think you'll find that we have a very supportive community here. I think you'll find that this track review and feedback stream is a little bit different than other track feedback streams, but I'll let you all be the judge of that. Oh boy, okay, it's crazy because I may have forgotten a little bit how to even do this, but welcome everybody. If you're new here and you want to submit music, the way to submit music is by becoming a channel member. Now you're going to want to keep an eye on the chat because Nightbot will occasionally type little tips, like Nightbot has already typed. New member, link your Discord and YouTube account to get access to the TAETRO community server with a link with specific directions on how to do that. And if you type ! new member in chat, it will give you that link again, or it should. So that is to say, if you are here and you would like to submit music, the first step is to become a member on YouTube. That is by hitting the join button below the video. Now, sometimes this is not available on mobile. Sometimes you can only do it via a web browser, but sometimes you can do it on mobile, but via a web browser. And unfortunately, yes, some countries are not available, but if you also want to use a VPN, or if you become a Twitch subscriber, that is if you go to twitch.tv/TAETRO and subscribe to my Twitch channel with a Prime sub for free or for $5, you can also get access to the Discord. Now, yo, long time. What's up, Rashane? What's up, Piccolo Black? First of all, seeing lots of gold badges in the chat. That means y'all have been members for over 2 years. That's insane to me. That's insane to me. It is good to be back. If y'all don't know, I have been going live on Twitch multiple times every week, which we might even be live on Twitch later today, so keep an eye out for that. But we've been streaming a lot on Twitch. White Whisker says, damn, I've been paying you for 2 years. Checks bank account. The overdraft. You should just see it getting overdrafted every month. No, but seriously, I think all your support, because that's what kind of makes this channel and what makes what I do a little bit different, I think. Like being user supported, being member supported means that I don't have to adhere to the algorithm, so I don't have to make like Mr. Beast style. Ready? You guys want me to try it? I'm going to try it for a second. Want me to do a Mr. Beast style thing? This is going to be obnoxious, but I won't let it go for more than a minute. Okay. Here we go. I just got one of the coolest standalone synths that you have ever seen. This is the OP1 from Teenage Engineering, and oh my god, is it cool. Check this thing out. So, what I mean to say is, with you all supporting, with the combination of your all support and sponsor support, it means that I don't have to make silly videos like that, which unfortunately you do see in the music production space. So thank you all. How do I get in the Discord after subscribing? More band, we got you. Just type !new member in chat. Now, a lot of people get confused because it gives them a link to an article where they have to actually read and follow directions. But I promise, if you click that link, it will bring you to this important article. And you're going to want to look at, not for content creators, you're not the content creator here. You are a viewer. So you're going to want to follow the directions for YouTube integration for viewers. Then you're going to link your YouTube and your Discord account. Occasionally, this may take a few minutes after you become a member to refresh and get you in the server. I would recommend, after you've done all these steps, exiting Discord completely closing Discord, and then reopening it. Fellow members, if y'all want to help me out every time there's a new person who's confused, if you want to point them in the direction or just type new member for them, !new member for them, that would be very helpful to me. And I figure since we're here on YouTube for the first time in a while, I will do a quick update for you all. A quick update on what's been going on. First of all, it's never been a better time to become a member, because you can become a member right now and submit music to this stream. And at the VIP tier, you can get access to 7 workshops that we've now done. These are anywhere between an hour and 30 minutes to 2-hour workshops. 7 workshops in this playlist now that you can get instant access to by becoming a VIP member on this channel. You will also be able to attend the next workshop live. The next workshop will be next month. Date TBD. The workshops are really fun deep dives on things that you can't make one YouTube video for. Skull Fader, I've been explaining how to submit music for the past 10 minutes. What happened? And if you didn't see today, chat, I do have a new video out. Even though I've been live on Twitch, I have been putting out regular uploads. So if you've missed some regular uploads, let me know. Go check them out. Not right now, only after the stream. You want to keep watching live, right? And today, I've got a beat video up with a new Bluetooth controller. You can see no wires attached. I hope you'll enjoy that cozy beat. Okay, we're rapid firing this because I want to get to listening to all your music. And possibly one of the most important things that has happened over the past month is I have released my debut ambient album called Music for Ghosts, which is available everywhere you listen to music. Not only that, I created this cool animation and all the album art. Not only that, we've got a cassette on sale and there are only 2 copies remaining. This cassette transforms into a diorama art piece, handmade. There are 2 more remaining on the store. You just got to go to the site and click purchase. We also have amazing designed by me Music for Ghosts merch, including a puzzle, the Coffee for Ghosts mug, which I am drinking out of today, Music for Ghosts watercolor phone cases for Samsung and iPhone, as well as the all over print watercolor t-shirt designed by me. You gotta click shop now there to get it. I'm dropping that link in the chat. And we had a sample challenge, but that is over now. If you won a prize during that sample challenge, the synths are in the mail. I've already talked to Stylophone. And the cassettes, everybody who ordered a cassette, and also the winners of the competition who won a ghost. Also, that all got mailed out today. Hydrate, got you. We don't have the channel points over here on YouTube, but I appreciate that. Now, if you're like Falguna, and you're like, when was that sample challenge? I missed it. No. This is a you problem. This is not a me problem. I'm just kidding. But I'm doing my best, everybody. I do my best to blast everything out that I talk about on Twitter, as well as Instagram stories, as well as mention things in the Discord. So there's 3 options there for you to just make sure you're keeping track of. But you should just know that we're always doing fun stuff here with the community. So just try to keep up with all that the best that you can. I know it's not always easy, but I do try to do my best to communicate things without being super annoying, you know? I don't want to pester people. But, you know. But if you could all at least give a stream to the new ambient album, it would very much help me out, and I would very much appreciate it, and I think you will enjoy the music. Now, all this being said, we have probably maybe 25 or 30 submissions today, so we really need... No, I know, Falgoon, I know, I was just kidding. But I do feel bad, because I know you would have enjoyed it. But I'm glad that you've been making the most of college performances, so shout out to you. It's okay to not always be able to participate in this stuff. You gotta pick and choose, you gotta have balance in life, right? Xerox says, checked out the album. Great stuff. Thank you so much. Skullfader says, when I've got time, I'll check out the album. Thank you. All right. So yes, once you become a member and you arrive in the Discord, the channel is under, you'll get this member section, and there's a track review submissions channel. You just go ahead and read the pinned comment before you literally do anything. You read the pinned comment, then you post. Ah, I see why White Whisker says on with the show. I see, White Whisker. Alright, we gotta kill the background music. Notice that White Whisker was like on with the show because they have the first submission. There's a lot of heat coming after me. Yeah, what's cool about this, everybody, if you don't know, is that we have all different genres of music in this community. We also have all different levels. So any criticism that I give or any feedback that I give is going to be conscious of the level of the producer. Obviously, feedback is different between a producer who's been producing for years and years and years versus a producer who just started making music yesterday. Noik says, just started listening, love it. I'm glad, thank you. John Bailey says, I enjoyed the album while I was walking today. A perfect calming soundtrack. Yes, perfect, perfect. Leonardo Cotter, you're going in timeout, and that goes for anybody else in chat who thinks they should just type in their name and their handle. That is not how it works. Pay attention, catch the vibes. Any plans to make a 21-minute long music for Ghost video on YouTube? Piccolo Black. You just wait. I got better than that. How about that? And it's almost done. Maybe by next week something's coming. Stay tuned for that. I got you. It's going to come with a whole animation. All right, we got to start listening to music. This is White Whisker with In Their Own Way. By the way, the thought that I wanted to finish was, I'm of course going to be giving feedback. I expect respect in the chat. If you come in and the only feedback you give is negative, that's not the vibe here. You can say kind things about people's music, and you can also, if you feel like it, you definitely don't have to give any critical feedback that you want, but you need to do it in a respectful way. And I'll check you so fast if you're disrespectful here. Got it? Good. Let's keep it moving. White Whisker, In Their Own Way. Chill, sample, chop, hip-hop track made on the MPC Live 2. We love that we have visuals for this.
I'm just worried your secrets are burning your body.
Let me know about the levels. Try hard, Derek. I'll do you one better. I got you. I got you. You don't have to unsubscribe. You'll never be able to speak here again. How's that? You lost me here at the end, White Whisker. I was vibing so hard. Poor try hard, Derek. Didn't try hard enough, that's for sure.
There.
White Whisker.
Secrets are burning.
I think everybody's complimenting the visuals. 100% agree. I think you've got this kind of almost nostalgic synth sound in here. And I think that's one of the strongest parts of the track. The drums are nice and subdued as well, which I think is important. Like the whole track has just a very calm, relaxed vibe. Weird arcade vibe going, says CJ. Yes, I agree.
I just want you to know.
And good job with sections and arrangement. Usually I kind of am worried when people start using little quotes and stuff here and there, but I think you use them well.
You could tell me that would make me change
And your
how I
track
feel
actually has a
about
B
you.
section, so good job. It's not the same loop over and over again. I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling like the bass is slightly out of tune, or it could be that the bass is in tune and the synth is slightly out of tune. They don't feel locked in pitch-wise to me. But maybe that's just my hearing right now. It's early. The bass also feels a little busy where it doesn't need to be so busy, you know? There's a little bit of pitch issues. And then, yes, of course, the biggest pitch issue comes at that last synth. That last synth is not in key. Now, musically, that part, it's kind of like a whistly flute sound almost. Musically, that sound would work in this arrangement if it was in key. Whatever note I'm singing here is the key that this song is in. Maybe. But yeah, go into that MIDI and really figure that out, because maybe you were just mishearing the key. But the parts are all there. The parts are all there. Nice subdued drums, a nice creepy arcades, like nostalgic synth. I guess not super creepy, just like, I don't know, I really like that sound. You should let us know what it is. And then arrangement is good with the different chord progression and switching to the B section and the sparing use of quotes. Just lock in the pitch stuff with the bass and that final lead, and I think you'll have a great track here, but just make sure you make those improvements. The main sample is from Lo-Fi Keys. Cool, cool. Awesome. Thank you for kicking us off with that, White Whisker, with visuals nonetheless. I very much appreciate that. Well done. Visuals, of course, are not required here, but they make it fun to, they have, what am I even talking about? They make it fun to watch, of course. But like I said, they're not required. It's Alja, one of the winners of our Music for Ghost sample challenge. We love to see it. All right, a cover. French cover.
J'aimerais tant rester fidèle à ma terre, oublier le vent éphémère. J'ai essayé tant de fois. J'ai beau dire je reste, je ne partirai pas. Chacun de mes gestes, chacun de mes pas me ramène sans cesse malgré les promesses vers ce bleu lumière. L'horizon où la mer touche le ciel et m'appelle. Cache son trésor que tous ignorent.
Alja, I think your vocal production has improved.
Je me réveille. le bout de l'eau. Si je pars, j'irai plus loin et toujours plus haut. Aimer mon île et son histoire, pour ceux qui veulent encore y croire. Oublier le temps qui passe. Il faut aimer mon île et son histoire et garder encore l'espoir. Un jour je trouverai ma place. Je peux les guider, les rendre plus loin, les accompagner. Je prendrai le temps, mais cette voix cachée pense tout autrement. Je ne comprends pas. Le soleil vient danser sur la mer éternelle. Mais tout s'ignore, ses reflets d'or. Elle m'attend sous un tapis de lumière. La mer m'appelle. Moi je veux voir derrière les nuages de nouveaux rivages. L'horizon où la mer touche le ciel et m'appelle. Cache son trésor que tout s'ignore. C'est le vent doucement qui se lève et me réveille.
The guitar part is super cool.
Dans le là-bas.
Alja, the guitars recorded via a mic or are they recorded direct in? I want to know. All right, like I said, so Alja, if y'all don't know, Alja does occasionally submit music with top-line vocals. And I do think, knowing that, oh yes, and it says in Discord, my girlfriend sang the lead vocals and I did the harmonies. I also played all the guitar parts. Fantastic. Very cool to do a cover in this style and to also do it in a different language. I think one time, Alja, you had submitted a cover and it was, instead of being in French, it was like in English, but sang in a way that didn't really communicate the message of the song quite well. So this, embracing the French language, I think is a great choice as well. White Whisker says, we know Nick is a sucker for some trap beats with guitar over. Okay, maybe it's true. On that note, I think the kick can hit harder. I think we need a deeper kick here. A little more low end in that kick. There's also one sort of like arrangement or chord thing that happens here. That chord right there. Maybe that's how the song is. But that's a 1 chord coming up here. 3, 4. Now I don't know this. I think in the original, it's a 4 chord there instead. Which what that does is it separates this pre-chorus part da 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 na 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 from the verse, which the verse begins on a 1 chord. So this pre-chorus part here in your arrangement also begins on a 1 chord, just that home bass. If you switch that to a 4 chord, you get this building momentum sound, which will like more separate and build actually more tension that can then be released at the chorus. Now I'm not somebody who records guitar all the time, but I want to talk a little bit about the guitar production and secondly the vocal production. Because yes, I think the vocals sound pretty good. I think there's a little stuff in the low end that could be cleaned up, whether you do that through subtractive EQ, honing in on a couple rough frequencies, or you use something like Fab Filter or a compressor that reacts to particular frequencies. Those are very useful. And also, back in the day for radio, they used to submit versions of songs where the vocal was turned up like 5 decibels or something like that. I would consider at least experimenting with a version of this song where the vocals are just much louder. Now, you might not want to turn up the vocals here. You might want to turn everything else down, but I am feeling like once the arrangement builds up and there's more and more parts happening, the vocal gets a little sucked in. I think the vocals gotta get up on top a little bit more. It's gotta just be a little louder. And like I said, that might not be you making the vocals louder, that might be you bringing everything else down. The guitars are also getting a little messy. I think you did a good job with panning, and I think the parts are played great. But I think they're a little crunchy, and that crunch in the mid-range is clashing with all the other things in the mix. I also think the guitars could get a little more low end in them. And I know you're using that 808 bass, which is good for that bouncy dum dum boom boom. But it might also be good to get a really low legato held sub bass to reinforce the bass line as well. To make those two coexist, you'll have to do a little work, but it'll make the thing sound more full. Because you have a rock instrumentation here, basically, rock/trap. So like I'm expecting to hear that kind of long, almost P-bass style bass line. Yeah, and anytime something in your mix is bothering you, like John Bailey says, quieter and subtler, turning it down is the first step to see what you can do with it. But it could also be an EQ issue, right? Because if there's something that's happening a lot in the mid-range, think about it. Most sounds pass through the mid-range in some way. So you want to be really careful about how that's happening. But thank you, Alja. Yeah, and good job keeping the key change as well as the solo at the end is great. Thank you so much, Alja, for that submission. Let's keep it going. Seal Sounds. Seal Sounds, not only a member here on YouTube, but also a Twitch subscriber. That's crazy. That's crazy. This submission is directly in. This submission is directly in Discord. Air Marimba. Moath, welcome to the community. Thank you for becoming a member. Do I hear fragments or some granular stuff on this? Track is clipping. That drum groove is great. Submission, Seal Sounds, much appreciated. I like this little groove. I think the instrumentation is pretty good with this keyboard instrument that's kind of sparkly and spacey. And then you've got the upright bass, and then you've got the traditional drum kit and the electric piano. Joseph McCaffrey in chat. Not only in chat, but also playing League of Legends, which is very impressive. Okay. Oh, it's Joe's show. Use the Joe show emojis. Yes, I forgot. Okay, here's one initial thought that I had. That bass comes in and it's not really doing bass stuff. And I don't mean the musical part. I think the musical part is fine. But could it have been maybe played down an octave? Could it have been played down an octave? Or could it at least have a little more low end so it's doing a bass thing? You know what I mean? Because everything right now is kind of up here in the range. And nothing is giving us a bass line. Now, when this next drum part comes in, it's kind of like... No, not that drum part. This drum part. When this drum part comes in, I'm like, oh, dang. Like, now this is good. And I'm going to say this next feedback with peace and love. But this drum part that initially comes in brings the track down a bunch of notches and makes it sound, I think, way more amateur than your skills actually are. It's just like it's kind of like the most basic form of a beat that could be put on. It doesn't feel very... It doesn't give me a groove, really. Versus when this comes in, now we're grooving. Like now it's something. Now it makes me move a certain way. You know what I mean? It's not just like do-ka. And then the last thing, you're hearing my amateur drum skills. Oh, well, guess which one I played and which one is a sample. Yes. I mean, if that's the case, you just don't want to have that stark contrast in the beat. So like if that's already recognizable, that's okay. That just tells you one of two things. You either want to significantly improve your playing in the drums style, like your skill at that, or you want to lean into more resources like samples, or like, for instance, Seal Sounds, the plugin I used the other day, the UJam plugin that has the drum kit stuff. That's what I use when I want a natural sounding drum kit, because it just does it really well. And getting really good sounding natural drum kit sounds is really difficult when you're finger drumming. And then my last piece of feedback is that little sparkly synth in the background in the second half. I think it's like not quite in tune, but I did enjoy the direction this electric piano went in here. Where is that synth I'm looking for? It plays a couple notes that are just a little wonky. But that, of course, could be your choice. But it's the combination of that it plays a couple notes that are wonky and potentially out of key at the same time as it's a little hard to hear. So not only is your listener straining to understand what's even happening there in the background, but then they're struggling to understand the harmony. So you don't want both of those at the same time. You could make an intentional choice around like dissonant harmony and stuff. But if it's also hard to hear, that's like 2 layers of tension that we don't really need. You know what I mean? But thank you for submitting this work in progress, Seal Sounds. I appreciate it. And as I always say, chat, I'm going to give feedback here on today's stream. But you all are the artists. You can take or leave my feedback. I might say, oh, I would do it this way. I would do it that way. But I'm not you. You are the artist. So you take what I say with however many grains of salt you want. By the way, just want to remind you that when you do become a member, you get access to a bunch of free stuff, like the free members only, like the members only workshops. Those are available to you if you're VIP. There's a bunch of downloads available on the community tab for VIP members as well as community members. Now, most of the time, downloads and all the special stuff goes to VIP members. The community tier just gets you in the Discord and the ability to submit here. We got Copacetic Kid up next, but I want to make sure we can hear the music. Let's run that back. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here's a little story and it goes like this. I'm a kid from Yonkers, family's from the island. Didn't grow up poor, but I seen some shit. This life is what you make it, so I'ma build on it. Now shorty's looking real nice, but Karen's get me kinda tight. These rings got me feeling nice, why can't we treat black women right? And the way things are going, think I lost all hope, but I keep some faith around, will overcome this trope. Now, this era's crazy and these days are moving too fast. People want love but won't free themselves from their past. Lost in this matrix, telling lies to get by. Damn, how you gonna thrive when you keep wearing a disguise? So I told her what I want, some of my plans and where I'm going. I'm always making moves, cause if I stop I ain't growing. I've been putting in the work, so now I gotta go for it. Now I'm shooting for the stars, the way I'm killing this beat, yo. They wanna love me, wanna hate me in the same breath. They need to deflect, is why we're in this mess. But my life's amazing and my mind is going hella fast. I move with a purpose, no it ain't about the cash. I live it and I speak it and I treat this like I need it. I'm working towards greatness, taking action to achieve it. Now I'm sipping on tequila, thinking about future achievements. Ain't nobody tripping, cause we out here building a business now. It's for the love, it's for the streets, we on our way now. We ain't moving in a way that's supposed to fake, y'all. We only come around with good energy, and I won't let no one take my power from me, so can you feel me now? I hope you hear this now, do you feel it now? I hope you feel this now, do you hear it now? What? Can you feel it now? Come on, do you hear it now? Yeah, I hope you feel it now.
Yo, Shane, you said in Discord it's been a minute. I'm stoked that you submitted today. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Great to hear you rapping more. And this beat is also great too. Did
Here's
you
a little story and it goes like
here's
this.
a track I'm dropping soon on my EP. I'm gonna assume that you made this beat. I really love how it's sounding. Okay, a couple things. The track is largely, and also I'm a white dude. If you didn't know, I'm a white dude commenting on this hip hop track, so y'all can say F what this dude says. So that's peace and love. How you gonna thrive when you keep wearing a disguise? So I told her what I want, some of my plans and where I'm going. I'm always making moves, cause if I stop I ain't growing. I've been putting in the work, so now my feedback with that big asterisk in front of it is, if I click anywhere in this beat, it's the same beat throughout. 2-minute track about. The beat doesn't have any variation. At the very least, can we get a section in the middle where the drums drop out, or at least the kick drops out? You know what I'm saying? Now, you do great things with the doubled vocals. You're using doubled vocals to your advantage there, and that's helping kind of separate it out, but it's not enough to bring their listener all the way through, I think. Hella fast. I move with a purpose, no it ain't about the cash. I live it and I speak it and I treat this like I need it. I'm working towards greatness, taking action. I'll say fantastic lyrics. Thank you for that as well. The doubling is great. I think there are moments where the vocal might be clipping, and I think there are also times in the vocal where you're seeming a little out of breath and it's getting you slightly off time. Now, when you're recording vocals like this, I would do take after take after take and use take lanes, do multiple takes, get phrases locked in. Don't feel like you have to go from start to finish all the way through. Lock it in as tight as possible. Hip hop and rap is such a rhythmically driven genre that stuff has got to lock in. Now, when I say lock in, I don't mean like quantized to the grid, whatever, but I do mean everything should be in sync and flowing together, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that, your quarter notes have to hit on every quarter note. It just means everything's got to flow a little bit tighter, and there are times pocket. Thank you, Piccolo Black. Yeah, everything's got to be in the pocket. If you do a couple simple variations, like even just experiment with a slight B section in the middle, and like I said, B section could be as simple as dropping some drums out. also, how about lyrically creating some sections? Now, maybe that's not the purpose of this track, but there's this phrase at the end that's really catchy.
Do you hear it now? What? Can you feel it now? Come on. Do you hear it now? Yeah.
Like, that could ultimately make a pretty decent hook. Like, I would have loved to have heard that somewhere in here.
What? Can you feel it now? Come on.
Manuela mentions compression as well. I do kind of like the dry-ish sounding, like natural sound of the vocal. I do think if you could add a little bit of warmth potentially. Now, compression, maybe a tiny bit of compression. I'm always compressing things a bit here and there, but saturation, a little warmth, a little more warmth on the vocal, maybe. Piccolo Black says, can we talk about how good the snare is? Yeah, I mean, the beat, that little vocal sample in the beat too, and the drums.
Now, this era's crazy and
just this classic hip-hop sound that is fantastic.
Free themselves from their past. Lost in this matrix, telling lies to get by. Damn, how you gonna thrive when you keep wearing a disguise? So I told her what I want, some of my plans and where I'm going.
And you know what? Hi-hats annoy the hell out of me all the time, but the hi-hat and the little like open hi-hat sound, which is kind of like a shaker, they are fitting so well in that mix.
In the same breath, they need to deflect is why we're in this mess. But my life's amazing and my mind is going hella fast. I move with a.
Not only that, chat, but notice how the vocal is in a perfect place in the mix, meaning that there's a lot of cool things happening in the beat, and the beat is happening, but the vocals are for sure on top, and the vocals are for sure, without a doubt, the focal point. Nothing's getting in the way of the vocals.
We only come around with good energy, and I won't let no one take my power from me. So can you feel me now? I hope you hear this now. Do you feel it now? I hope you feel this now. Do you hear it now?
And whatever you're doing, I just noticed, Rashane, that subtle delay you have on that vocal is like, it's something I would probably only hear now on this second listen through. But I think that's perfect. Like, that shows that you have subtlety and maturity in your mix, where everything doesn't need to be so loud and in your face. You know what I mean?
I hope you hear this now. Do you feel it now?
Yeah,
I hope you feel this now. Do you hear it now?
Maybe it could come up 1 decibel. But when I hear a producer doing like subtle things that maybe you'd have to hear after multiple listens, shout out to you, because it's a real amateur thing to make everything super loud and super obvious. So that shows kind of like maturity in your production. Thank you, Rashane, for that submission. Wow, 2 submissions today with vocals on them. With original vocals on them. We love to hear it. Cool. Piccolo Black is up next. It's the year of EPs. This is from my second EP of the year, out on May 15th. Let's check it out. Wait, also, Rashane also mentioned, here's a track I'm dropping soon on my first EP. Rashane, when is the EP dropping? Let us know. Do you have a date? What was I going to say? Red Hair Julian says, I like how you give supportive feedback. Other music review channels are toxic AF. You said it. I didn't say it, Red Hair Julian. But all I want to say is hopefully people can catch the vibes here. That's all I'm saying. If you are enjoying the vibes, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support, you can become a channel member by hitting the join button. That gets you access to our Discord, which gives you the ability to submit music on streams, attend members-only workshops, get free downloads, see members-only content, etc., etc. Let's hear Elephant and Castle by Piccolo Black. Yo, what's up, pods? Okay, Piccolo Black. I'm excited to hear this in the context of the EP. This thing is freaking dope. Now, here's something I'll say. I don't know the context of the rest of the EP. What I do know is people are going to want to listen to this music. People are going to want to live in your like sonic world. So hopefully on the EP, we're getting more than a minute 35-second long tracks. You know what I mean? Now that's not a criticism of this song, because maybe this song's doing exactly what it needs to do in the time that you have. But I wanted more for sure. Like the synth sounds are great, the drum sounds are great. You're going from like jungle style drums to now coming into like trip hop here at the end, the second half, and that bass. Now Piccolo Black, you know I'm a big fan of your beats, and I think you have a unique style. I really want you. It might be a quick EP. Listen, you're putting out this EP on May 15th. Your work doesn't end on May 15th, Piccolo Black. Your work just begins. The record is out on May 15th. You have so much work to do from May 15th and beyond. And even starting now, if the EP's done, because I would assume that you've submitted it to streaming sites. So what I'm saying is, I want people to hear your music. You want people to hear your music. I am confident that if people hear this music, they're going to be like, oh shit, who is this dude? If this track, it's a minute 35 seconds, if you made a really dope performance video, now whatever you got to do to take this project and turn it into a performance finger drumming video on any of the gear that you have, whatever you can do to make that happen. Any type of visuals, any type of content, photos, video, tell us about what went into making this. Tell us why is it called Elephant and Castle? Like, what's the whole EP going to be called? What's the story behind the EP? Yes, I plan to do performances for all songs coming out this year. Yes, I want to see all of it, but it's not just one performance. It's the 15-second version that follows some trend on TikTok and Reels. It's the full version where I can watch the full song being performed. It's the 30-second version that goes up on Instagram from a different angle or in a different environment. It's all of the above, man. It's all of the above. Get it out there. I want people to hear your music because it's dope. Castle is a famous pub in London. If that's true, Piccolo Black, you better be going outside Elephant and Castle and performing this beat out in front of Elephant and Castle, making your video. Not much more I can say there, Piccolo Black. I expect to see you shouting from the rooftops. I expect to see a new suite of promotional photos of you, the artist. The thing that is going to separate you from every other artist that is submitting music on SoundCloud. Literally everybody is putting music up on SoundCloud today. Everybody. The thing that's going to separate you is that if after listening to your track, the people who super connect with your music can go connect with you as an artist. If all they have is a few other tracks on SoundCloud, if there's no clear social media like pages that they can land on and learn your story or catch a vibe about who you are, then you're the same as every other SoundCloud artist. And your music is better than most SoundCloud artists. So give yourself the respect your craft, respect your journey as an artist enough to go all out. No half measures. There's like something in the track that made me think the cat was breaking something. All right, Piccolo Black, thank you so much for that submission. Fire beat as usual. Can't wait to hear your EP on May 15th. Make sure you share it in the Discord when it drops. Karacold is up next. I saw somebody say, did I lose my spot? You did not lose your spot, Murray. Look in the Discord and you can see what order I'm going in. I'm just going in order. Stuff in the Discord earlier this year. Did Kara have a kid or something as well? A while ago, not recently. Maybe? Had her second child and is making fire beats like this? I don't know if this are her vocals. Maybe. Could be a sample though, I'm not sure. Sounds so good. There's the crisp and clean hi-hat on top, but then there's that crunchy hi-hat in the middle. You hear that? Well, you know what Foley is, Seal Sounds, right? I got you. Let's let this song play out and I'll answer that question. Yo, what's up, Bobby Limes? All right. Kara, I don't think you're with us here today on stream, but shout out to you and congrats. Congrats on the EP release and congrats on making such really fantastic music. Now, some notes to take for us here in the chat. The overall arrangement of this track, right? It has an intro. Arrangement is so important. Like, when do the drums actually drop? They drop at 30 seconds in. Gave us all that time to build the world before actually bringing in the backbeat. And the TAETRO test is, if I jump to different parts of the song, is it exactly the same over and over again? And the answer here is no. We've got clear sections with just different instrumentation, but it's not so crazy, right? Like, you could easily do a similar thing with your loop-based music. Notice this section is a lot more sparse. And how much that vocal elevates. How much that vocal elevates the whole track. Please, everybody, when you hear the music today and you like the music, please go find their pages and subscribe. Kara's got a goal here in the description of 200 subscribers. They're already at 142 subscribers. That's not how that works. How do I, they're already at 200, they're already at 142 subscribers. I think we can get them close to the $200 goal. 200 subscriber goal. I can't even talk, it's too early. I basically rolled out of bed and came to this stream. Give me a break. Seal Sound says has slightly Indian vibes to me. Maybe. And of course, Kara's got a whole EP out. Did you go subscribe, chat? Okay, we added 7 more subscribers. Can we get it to 150? Can we get it to 150? Give me the 150. We will not move on from this chat until this number hits 150. It takes one person. Seal Sounds asked about Foley percussion. So for those of you who don't know, Foley percussion is used a lot in lo-fi music. This I would not consider lo-fi music, but Foley is a great way to add texture to your percussion. Now, Foley is usually referred to the sounds recorded in movies. 155, chat. I don't know what this button does, but I'm just going to blast it. 155. Well done, chat. Well done. Foley percussion is usually referred to like, well, Foley in movies, right? Like if you see in movies somebody is walking or their fire is crackling in movies. So you got to record a Foley sound of the fire crackling. Right, that's a Foley sound in a movie. Or somebody walking on sand, you know, like sound effects. Yeah, it's like kind of the colloquial term for sound effects. But in music, if I take a similar kind of sound and I turn it into a percussion instrument, I don't know if that sound is coming across. I just found some random plastic. If I turn that into percussion sounds, then it kind of elevates the percussion layer to be less like a drum kit that you've heard before and more like, oh, natural, organic, that kind of thing. Architecture is up next. Thank you, Kara, by the way, with that. Stuff that sounds like drums but aren't. I guess that's a good definition. Y'all in chat can correct me if I'm wrong. Jotun says extremely well mixed. Yes, I agree. Pod says, I'm from Russia and it's blocked in my country, but I want to send you my stuff to check out. How can I send a link on SoundCloud? Unfortunately, the only way is to become a member or a Twitch subscriber. If you go to twitch.tv/TAETRO, you can become a subscriber there. Unfortunately, with Russia, it might be a little difficult, but using a VPN is another easy way to do it. Let's go with Jazzy Riffing by Architecture. What is going on, everybody? The beats are especially good today. Architecture, did you play the bass in? I'm wondering. Played the bass in. Yes, I could tell it was live bass. Architecture. I think if your head was bobbing in chat. If your head was bobbing in chat, drop that one. I think this is a track that you can't help but move your head. Sorry, I had to run it back. The drum mixing is fantastic. And the vocals, those chords. Just think about the textures, chat. Think about how we got a few simple elements. A synth layer, the harp kind of strum layer, the vocals are laying down the chords, very crisp and clean drums, and the bass. Now, the bass is maybe the one tiny place I would put a little bit of feedback, because it's played in and it's fantastic. The bass line itself, the musical idea being played, is perfect. I think there's a little mix stuff that when it gets in the real lower register, it starts to lose a little clarity in that lowest register. Starts to get maybe a little too boomy or something down there, and I'm wondering if there's a little bit of conflict between some of the sub-kick frequencies. I probably pushed the saturation a bit. That could be it, because I think it's like becoming very blocky. This is the waveform, by the way. It's like kind of becoming a little blocky in that lower register. Piccolo Black says automate it. Yeah, or maybe just back off a little bit, but maybe, because it sounds good in that top end, but I wonder if it's doing a little bit too much in the low end. So there might be something you can do there. Other than that, thank you for bringing these vibes and submitting this today. Uploaded 3 hours ago. What's the deal, Architecture? Is that out on Spotify and everything? You gonna put it out? What's happening? I think the people want it. I think it's an easy playlist placement too. All right, Jin Liu, another winner from the Music for Ghosts sample challenge, which I'm gonna pause this for a second and say, oh, Flyless on Twitch. Yes, of course, Flyless. I'm going to also say, so we had a sample challenge on Twitch, the Music for Ghosts sample challenge. We did that over on Twitch last week when the album dropped. I have uploaded the video of that sample challenge if you all want to check it out, or if you all submitted and you missed the live stream. I'm going to post that as an unlisted video, meaning that anyone with the link can watch. I will post that in Discord later today. It finished uploading last night, so I just need to title it and put a thumbnail on it, and it will be all good to go. So that's the update. If you all missed out on the Music for Ghosts sample challenge and you want to see what the vibes were like, go check that out. But here we go. Just finished a music video for a slightly older track. Thought it would be fun to share the track review. For the track review. Tell me about the process for this video. How does this all work? Oh, AI. Stable diffusion. So interesting. besides putting in the input video. Wow. What do y'all think? Really, really cool. I have no idea. Like, I don't understand the process for making the video from what you've described, but it sounds like it's very extraneous. But very cool sounds as well. If I'm thinking about just the music, again, it comes down to having a good arrangement as well as good sound choices, good orchestration in general. Again, a beautiful sparse intro, and I hear you using those like kind of post-rocky drums. Well, it's like a traditional drum kit, but you process them in a way that's like really fast. Not process, sequence them in a way that's like really fast and puts it one foot in the electronic world, you know what I mean? So I'm glad to hear that across the two tracks that I've heard from you. And I think it like has this very good organic build. It gives the sense of a 4-to-the-floor bass without actually being straight up 4-to-the-floor bass, you know? It's like a lot of arpeggiated synths and things, but not in a boring way. You hear how the rhythms bounce off of each other, how the parts react to one another, how the parts play gestures. And what I mean by gestures is if I play a melody, da da da, and I just repeat that over and over again, da da da, da da da, da da da, da da da, that's boring. If I just do da da da, and then something answers that, and I don't do that melody again, that's like a gesture, a melodic gesture. So where there's like a lot of arpeggiated, quote-unquote, repeated stuff, you hear right there, we shift into something new. Even something as simple as a drum fill into that next section, like how many of you are not actually programming a difference in drums and a difference in energy when transitioning to a new section? Lots to learn here, but really, really fantastic visuals and music. Like I said, I think the visuals, I don't know if there's something to this or if it's just like my brain just like automatically syncs it, but are the visuals kind of like synced to the tempo or the rate of the synth? Or does my brain just perceive that because it's like flashing? Anyway, I think more people should see this video. Really, really cool. Well done, my friend. Thank you for submitting that. I like that ending. I love that. I love your studio, and it's really interesting to see how the AI kind of not only what they did to your face, but they did how it was playing with the background. Did you all notice that? It kind of is just putting different things on the wall back here. Photographs, the documents, the paintings, the drawings. It's really cool. All right, thank you. That was cool. Yeah, a lot of good video submissions today. Dotki is up next. Thank you everybody who is submitting. Like I said, if you hear a song or if you see a video that you like today, please go show love on the artist pages. Dotki. Drum groove was going, but it's cool. I do want a proper kick though. Cool synth. Overall, I like all the sounds. I think y'all will probably have a similar thought to me. By somewhere around here, I'm like begging for some variation. Could benefit from some sections. I agree. I think, let's let it finish here. Even a fade out. So it did kind of give us a little bit of a B section, but we still have that chopped guitar sample. Now I really like the synth sound here. The synth sound here sounds like the synth is dying and wants to sing its last melody. I mean that in a good way. I like that sound. So probably what would have been cool is if a new sound could take over. A new sound could come to the forefront and drive the melody or drive the overall chord progression. Because what ultimately happens is we're hearing the same guitar sample over and over again. Now that said, I think it's a good vibe. I pretty much like all the sounds besides the kick in this. The kick, the problem is if everything is super lo-fi, like that kick doesn't even barely have any true low end in it, right? It sounds far away. When you have lo-fi music, you want to anchor it in something, and usually that anchor is the kick or even the bass. So to make this track progress a bit more and to justify its runtime, abandon the guitar sample at some point. And remember, what I always say is, if you have a good musical idea or a good, sample, whatever it may be, like this guitar sample is a good sample. It sounds good. It's very chill. If you have something great in your track, take it away at some point in your track. Let something else come to the forefront and then allow your listener to feel great when that good thing comes back in later. Give the listener an opportunity to miss the good musical thing in your music. Another simple addition here would have been one more additional percussion layer to help move the track a little more. I do like the drum pattern. Boom. It does have a nice flow to it, but one additional top layer could make the second half of the track move and separate it from the first half. Dotki, thank you for that submission. Dotki, I think, has one or more tracks on our community playlist, which we have. So if y'all are making lo-fi, where's my playlist? If y'all are making lo-fi, we have a community playlist called Lo-Fi Loft. And in the Discord, there is a channel in a Google form that you can submit to. But if you want to listen to lo-fi music, a lo-fi playlist from the community, there's our community playlist. I add to it occasionally. I check in with the form and I see what people have submitted. So feel free to check in with that. Yeah, look at that. Dotki has the number 2 track on this playlist right now. Keep getting this granola thing in my throat. All right, Joshua brings us another awesome video. Circuit rhythm. Wow, such perfect image. Metronome is in key. Odds, unfortunately, we have too many submissions already, so I'm not going to be able to have you submit. I'm sorry that's not working out. I hope in the future it will get fixed. Definitely in the cards in the future. Wow. Joshua Ho, thank you so much for the beautiful visuals and the beautiful beat. I think the music here is fantastic. I think the guitar and all the parts that are being played are great. Like I said, I think it's very funny that the metronome is on throughout this track, but it like sounds cool and part of the track. And I think this is something most of you should consider doing for your music. Like I said, I talked about it a little bit with Piccolo Black, but making a simple video, not saying this is simple or easy, but going out somewhere, taking a video of you performing your track, matching that is just a little bit better than just a plain old SoundCloud thing or just a still image with your sound playing. I'll be a little easy on this because I know how difficult it is to take a groove box out into the wild and to get it to sound good and mixed. Like, you're recording this straight out to a H4n, so you only have so much control. You don't have multi-track, the ability to multi-track mix this thing, obviously. That being said, it just takes a little bit of extra care to prepare the samples that you're going to be using to make sure they're sounding good mix-wise and they'll sound good in the context of a performance. Like, this kick pattern is interesting. It's interesting to do the that rhythm is interesting, but when it's the full kick drum doing it, it gets a little muddy and a little overbearing to listen to. And there is a limitation here with the circuit rhythm and the amount of tracks available to you. But I would have maybe done a simple kick pattern and then used another percussion sample, maybe a tom, or maybe another kick sample that doesn't have all of the sub low end in it to bring that rhythm across. But it's actually a really good hybrid approach to go and perform, lay down the track as good as you can on location, and then layer on top of it. You know, like layering the guitar on top of it is a perfect addition. And then the video becomes a part of the composition as well. That tutorial on simple music videos is great. Oh, I'm glad you like that one. Yeah. I do have a tutorial on the channel, and we have a whole members workshop as well for video creation. Y'all can check that out. If you're a VIP member, check out the members only workshops. But I think also the music and the visuals pair quite well. Nice job, and shout out to your wife for helping you do that. Thank you, Joshua Home Music. All right, everybody, if you are already a member, you're good to go. You can still put your track in the channel. But if you are not yet a member, please join us for the next one. We're going to continue reviewing, but we have a bunch more tracks to get through. If anybody could, in chat, type submissions closed for me so I can pin that to the top, I would appreciate it. Let's listen to what Ice Jotun has made, 4 a.m. decaf. This is it's not giving decaf. It's a little busy. Okay, Ice Jotun. There's a lot of cool sounds in this. Like this keyboard sample is pretty good. How to submit? Ask Fabiano. Read the pinned comment. We've got that really deep 808, which actually sounds quite nice. Swap it over to the piano. overall, this, to me, there's a lot of cool sounds in this. I generally like the melodies and stuff, and some of the rhythms are cool, but it seems to me that there's just a little bit too much going on. Like even that intro is a little confusing. 3, 4, 2, 2. It because y'all can let me know if you feel the same or if I'm crazy. Like there, that section is pretty good, not too busy. The tracks we're listening to are slightly clipping. I think no, but I'll do my best to bring that down. I'm not sure if it's me or the tracks. Tried to make more switch ups. I hear you, but I think I hear you on the switch ups idea, but ultimately what happens in this track is the actual bass chord progression never really changes. So yes, you do have changes in instrumentation, but it all is based on that original chord progression. So I think if you consider not only changing the instrumentation, but also changing the chord progression, that will give the user or the listener a little bit more of a break between the sections. Overall, I think the sounds are good, and I'm sorry that I can't be more articulate in what I think about the busyness. Because you have that main keyboard pattern, that keyboard melody. That's a good melody. But then there's another melody a little bit further back. And they're not exactly call and response with each other. I think that's what it is. They're kind of just overlapping, not complementing. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Hola, Miss Nadia. Bien. ¿Y tú? Submissions are closed. Yes, thank you for letting people know. Yes, submissions are closed for today, folks. We have a lot of submissions already. If you don't know, we do these beat reviews every other month. We do these track feedback streams every other month. So if you do want to be a part of these in the future, you can become a channel member today, which you won't be able to submit today now that submissions are closed, but you will get access to a bunch of perks, including our Discord server, some free downloads. VIP members get the most perks. So if you want to become a VIP member, you'll get a ton of exclusive content and downloads. You'll be able to submit music next time. But also, I'm usually posting on my social media ahead of time when we are doing these track submissions. So if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, I'll usually tweet out or post on Instagram, hey, we're doing track feedback stream in a week. Feel free to post in the Discord. And then in the Discord, I posted, I'm going to regret doing this. I posted on May 4th. So I posted 5 days ago to start submitting. So if you were already in the Discord, you had all that time to submit. So I'm always trying to give people as much notice as possible, but you got to be following and paying a little bit of attention if you do want to participate. So if you're not able to participate this time, it's okay. Ms. Nadia, if you want to put I'll make an exception for you because you're working so hard on the animation art for Music for Ghosts. So you can put your track in this server, in this channel. Dilla inspired beat by Moongo. Kat, thank you for jumping in on your lunch break. What's up? Dilla has a lot smoother transitions, so if you're really trying to emulate Dilla, I would really examine how he transitions between his switch ups. His beat will also have more variations across the 4 or 8 bars. I think on some level, you don't want your beat to sound like this random collage of sections. You gotta find a way to transition between them that's not just like fading in and out. Trudge Boy, you're already a member, so you can still submit in the channel. If you already did, you're good to go. Extremely hard to emulate Dilla. That is also the thing, is like, maybe we shouldn't try to emulate Dilla. Maybe we should just try to learn from Dilla, right? But Moongoat, the mix in this actually sounds really good. I think your mix ideas are improving. Maybe a little more kick. But I think for sure your mix is improving. Thank you, Moongoat, for submitting that. Let's keep going. Next up is Saucy Boy. I am going to have to take a bathroom break, probably right after this track. Hello, Gaki Flappy. What a strange name. Melodica. WIP. Everything is way too compressed. In the first 13 seconds, Saucy Boy, go delete all your compressors. Try again. Strong chord progression. Interesting new section. That snare is crazy, my friend. That snare cannot be that loud. I do think the snare sound is cool, though. It's very easy to tell what the loudest thing in your mix is. Can you please explain how you hear that something is too compressed? Well, compression is usually there's usually some gain reduction happening, right? And ultimately what will happen is there will be so much gain reduction and then so much compression that the sounds sound like a block. There's no dynamics. There's no dun with a fade on that piano. It's dong, right? So that snare is super loud as well as super over compressed. The tail of the sound is almost as loud as the transient of the sound, you know? Thank you, Gaki Flappy. I appreciate the kind words. Okay, so since Are You There writes, sketch of something I'm working on, gonna try to add vocals later. If you're planning to add vocals, I assume that your goal is to have some type of like pop style vocal or top line, at least some type of top line. Here's what this track is like. Imagine you're in a car with somebody and you drive 90 miles per hour for 2 seconds, slam on the brakes, take a left. Drive 90 miles per hour in that direction for 3 seconds, slam on the brakes, take a right. Like it's just constantly changing. And what is music all about, chat? What is music all about? Music is all about tension and release. So we hear big build-ups. You can do tension via like harmony. You can do tension via like increasing the rate of a drum pattern. But then the release that comes from that, a section of music where we can feel like we've landed, where we feel like we arrive. The ozone chamber says, wait, you've driven with my wife? That's funny. You need both the tension and the release. What happens here is there's basically a transition every 4 bars or something. We never get the relief and the moment of like feeling like, oh, we've arrived, because this track is just constantly transitioning. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. And now we're in a new section again. 3. We're in a new section again. So maybe if you did that once, that little dropout reverby thing, maybe that would have been cool, but you kind of just keep doing it every 4 bars. That really makes it difficult to listen to for the listener because they can never grab onto anything. We never know like where's the tension, where the release. It's kind of just all tension. Oops, all tension. And especially if you're considering adding a top line vocal, I would highly recommend you go listen to your favorite song that inspired this song, that inspired the genre that you're working in. And I want you to just analyze that song and analyze its structure. How long does the intro last? How long does the verse last? What happens during the verse to make it interesting? Is there a pre-chorus? How many bars is that pre-chorus? How do they transition from the pre-chorus to the chorus? How long is the chorus? If you map that out, ignore your song and map that out for a song that inspires you. Then go and compare it to this song and be like, oh shit, I just transitioned every 4 bars. Meanwhile, the song I like, the chorus is literally like 16 bars. There is a transition in the middle of that, but it's like in the middle of a solid section. So there's good musical ideas here. There's interesting stuff, but you know, it's more like you've proven the concept. This is more like a sketchbook of ideas here rather than a song that people are going to listen to. So just consider that and then go rework it. What's up, Reaper? Nice to see you. Keith says, be patient. It took me a good 6 years of working as a mix engineer to really hear compression and dynamic smell. My friend, with peace and love, you could be working 20 years as a mix engineer And I still wouldn't be down with you just popping into my chat to say one thing, telling me to be patient after we've done several reviews, and you just jump in and think that your 6 years of quote unquote expertise means you can chime in and tell me how to conduct my stream. Take a little time out, come back, be a part of the community. So are you there? I think there's a lot of good parts here. Just do that exercise of examining a few of your favorite songs and their arrangements, because I think that's the biggest thing you have to work on. And like I said, the dynamics are just crazy. Don't focus on making things loud, especially at the work in progress stage. Just focus on getting things laid out. All right, let's keep it moving. Xerox. Reaper says, dude, you've been a huge inspo for me for starting music. I really appreciate and love everything you do. Thank you, Reaper. I appreciate you and your support in watching the videos. That concept that I just talked about with the examining the songs that you like, we have a whole workshop on that. If that's something that interests any of you, any of the VIP members, if you become a VIP member today, you can go watch it. But hold on. I just want to link you all that. Members only videos. The first workshop that we ever did is like how to analyze, where is it? How to analyze and learn from your favorite music. I think it's a very valuable workshop. And if you become a member and you become a VIP member and you watch one piece of exclusive content, I say it should be that one. Let's continue on and listen to Xerox Anomaly. If I clapped that person, Keith, undeservingly, I apologize. But if I see somebody in chat like being prescriptive and it's the first time they've chatted and they're saying do this plus look at all my experience, it's a bad vibe for me. Good morning, Richard. Bathroom. I can hear the music from the bathroom. Don't behind you type beats. This one's a little long and we have a lot of have a lot of submissions to get to, so let's at least get to the 3-minute mark. Says, I heard Sarah Hill, I think you probably mean Sarah 2 Ill, Sarah the Instrumentalist, mentioned something about breach of rules when streaming on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Do you know? Yeah, that's public information. If you're a Twitch affiliate or a Twitch partner, you cannot stream simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube. That is why we're not streaming also on Twitch right now. We're only streaming on YouTube right now. You can stream on YouTube and then end your stream and then go stream on only Twitch. Okay, this is like good soundtrack music, so I'll judge it like kind of according to that. Zonification says very usable on games like mystery or investigating. I agree. I think one thing, so the bass line is very foreboding, right? And I think some of the modulation over time on the synths is very cool at keeping the music interesting, even though it's very kind of slow and like dreadful almost, right? I think a few touches of like what I like to call bells and whistles could help a lot, right? Like a few key elements of effects, whether that be risers or little incidental Foley, echoey percussion things here and there. Not too much. If you do it too much, it's going to sound weird and collagey. Seal Sound says ear candy in chat. Yes, like ear candy. One layer more than just the musical ideas, you know? Cat says the yummy bits. Yes. Stems94 says I like the strings. Yes, it all works in this cinematic, dark way. And I think this artwork is like a perfect visual choice. Like I'm imagining like Slender Man slowly emerging from the fog right here. Now if you wanted to pull it out of like, okay, it's meant to be a chill ambient track, but I could also hear around this section like a full drums backbeat. But if you want to keep it sparse and ambient, I think that might be the way to go too. Stranger Thingsy with that bass, Stems of 94 also says, yeah, and that also makes me think, could the bass rate accelerate? Go to full eighth notes instead of just that. But very creepy. You're creeping people out in chat, Xerox, so I think your mission accomplished. Just a few like key suggestions there, but I think this kind of music is meant to be sparse. It's meant to be kind of long and drawn out, so I think that's cool. Matt Walker says, "Hey everybody, just found this channel. I like what you're doing here. I'll just be listening. Thought I'd say hello." Hello, Matt. Thank you for jumping in and saying hi. Yes, if you're new here and y'all don't know the vibes, we are doing our track review, which we do pretty much every other month for members here on the stream. We review and give feedback to the music from the community. And it's always a good time. We have other fun community events here. We sometimes stream on YouTube. We are streaming a lot on Twitch. So sit back, enjoy the vibes. Usually live streams are like making music and things like that, but other times we do community events like this. Sometimes we have competitions, etc. How many months till Beattober? 5 months till Beattober? Can't wait. Twitch crew ever present. Twitch crew, if you're watching here on YouTube, is there a big difference between your viewing experience here on YouTube versus on Twitch? Pros, cons, etc.? Ganjo says, when will submissions be open again? Submissions will be open again during our next track review stream, which will be in July. Rozzy Fox, Out of the Dark.
There's no light, just a heavy rain. I can take you slowly giving up. Don't worry, I'll be here by your side when you feel like you're run beside.
Damn, Rozzy's got us in our feels at this time of day. Are you still feeling like we're clipping? Can somebody let me know? We are clipping a little bit. Slowly giving up. That's such a good melody and good line.
Baby, please don't lose your heart.
Wow, Rozzy, that's a really great track. Run that back. That's really, really cool. First of all, I'm a sucker for this kind of music anyway. I think the lyric is really good. I think the vocal melody is really good. There's a clear chorus and things like that. But I have a few suggestions. A couple people mentioned it in chat, but the vocals are definitely like in the back. The vocals are definitely a specific mood with that reverb on them. Now, I think that that's generally okay, but listen to the other couple elements in this song, meaning the guitar. When I hear that guitar, I'm basically right here in front of the guitar. When the drums come in, I'm right in front of the drums. When the vocals come in, the vocals are back there. The vocals are in the distance, which sort of fits the melancholy nature of the song, but doesn't fit with all the other elements. Now, it might be worth looking at some like shoegaze music if that's something you do want to get into, but shoegaze music is really known for that sort of washy, pushed in the back vocal, but all the other elements of shoegaze music sort of culminates and fits that same vibe. So there's a couple suggestions there. One is you could take those instruments and you could just edit them a little bit to make them feel like they're in a similar space. Or you could at a certain point bring that vocal to the front. I think that reverb is a good effect for a certain mood, maybe for the intro and maybe the outro, but maybe the vocal needs to come out in front and be sort of clean and in front at some point. Also, you probably want a more natural sounding drum kit here. You probably don't want this straight up drum machine sound. So I'd consider potentially getting some good drum kit samples that are in this genre that are straight up a recorded drum set. That way you'll have more options for patterns and you can build it up over time. Maybe you can even find some fills, etc. It's catchy. And think about what lines you want to emphasize. Instead of having that drum kit just play straight through that. Right? And you could probably also add some layers to this vocal, right? Some type of harmonies. A third. This is a really good song. To me, this feels like a demo of what could end up being like a really, really good like emo ballad. For my wifey Tessa. Wow, so sweet. So sweet and so sad at the same time. Stem suggests doubling the vocals that time with some reverb might be cool. Yes. I always get nervous when people are singing on tracks because vocals are hard to do. I don't know if you use pitch correction. If you did, it's not obvious, so great. If you didn't, even more hats off to you. There's nothing wrong with using pitch correction. I think, well, literally every song that you listen to has pitch correction on it. I don't care how good you think the singer is, it has pitch correction on it. So for those of you doing singing out there, I definitely recommend a baseline level of pitch correction to lock it in. But yeah, a little bit of pitch correction. Perfect. You used it perfectly because I can't tell that it's there. Great work, Rozzy. I like this song a lot. If you develop this song more or make more similar music, would love to hear more of this for sure. Really good job. I think this stream we have the most varied music of our previous feedback streams. Cocky Floppy says, what if I don't have a good voice? Can I just edit it and match with the beat to make it work? I think most people can develop their voice and become good singers. That being said, not everybody can just walk up to a mic and sound good. So if your description of your own voice is that it's not very good, it's just like any other instrument that you have to practice. You have to learn the technicalities of. It's like any other instrument. Just because it's something that's built in to your machine doesn't mean it's something that you can just walk up and anybody can use well. It does require some, if not a lot, for a lot of people, practice. You can't just throw some pitch correction on a shitty vocal and make it sound good. I'm not saying your vocals are shitty. Just saying in general. Hi, Sujan. I'll stick with vocal effects then. Well, that's not the point. The point is if you want to be a singer and you want to sing, you should go and study vocals and practice vocals. Just like if you want to be a guitar player, you go and take guitar lessons or you watch tutorials and you learn how to play guitar. We have this notion that since my voice, I use my voice every day, I talk, so I just must be able to sing. There must not be an education or like pedagogy surrounding it when there really is. Ms. Nadia says, I'm very embarrassed when they listen to me sing. I have to learn to sing and learn to manipulate my voice too. Yes, we all have to do that. Seal Sound says, the voice is an instrument like any other. Right. Sujan. Sujan's one of these viewers that's like, I did this on Twitch the other day. I said this on Twitch the other day. Imagine this, chat. I make a video and it's very, very sad. So serious. Imagine this. World War III has just broken out and I've just gotten drafted to go fight in the war. So I make a video saying, farewell, everybody. I just got drafted. I have to go fight in the war. Hopefully I can return. Not sure it's how it's going to go. And Sujan's one of those people that will comment under that video and be like, hey, so sorry to hear you got drafted into the war, but is it possible to make beats with GarageBand only? And then there'd be like 5 other comments under that being like, oh, TAETRO, it's too bad you got drafted into the war, but should I buy the Akai MPK Mini or the Launch Key Mini? What MIDI controller should I buy? There would be people not even acknowledging the subject of the video if I got drafted into a war. They'd be like, what MIDI controller should I buy? So, sorry or excited for you, whichever it is. I'm not going to listen to all that, but which MIDI controller should I buy? I promise y'all, you don't want to be that person on the internet. You don't want to be that person that shows up in a community and just asks your self-serving question. The question you could have Googled. The question you could have searched for some results for on your own. You don't want to be that person that just says, gimme, 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 mine. I want to know. My question, me. Pay attention to me. You do my research. I'm not ChatGPT. Go make a ChatGPT account and ask ChatGPT. Okay. Rozzy, fantastic song. I want to hear you develop it further or write more songs like that, whichever you prefer. Murray, what do we have here? This art is cool. This is the first track from my EP Gang, which depicts my emotional journey from the last 10 years. Tracks are numbered according to the chronological time frame that I experienced them. Keyword for this track is optimism. The color theme is yellow. I can feel you. Oh, we're not on that song anymore. It's not loud enough. I hope this doesn't blast my ears at some point. Say if the keyword is optimism and the color is yellow, I think that vision is executed pretty well through these musical ideas. cool. Cool. Murray, thank you for that submission. It's so great to hear this music. So this is your first EP. Congrats to you on making an EP. And there are a lot of beautiful layers here. This synth layer here in the intro is great and sparse and simple. The overall track is too low though. So I'm not sure what happened there. If you're not going to do any type of mastering, or if you're mastering your final version of your track should be just kissing that 0 dB mark on the master channel. If it's way below that, bring it up. If it's way above that, especially if it's red, bring it down. Then there are these nice bouncy synths, right? Piano comes in and the piano plays a quite nice melody, but I think it definitely needs some mix improvement. You're going to hear some much louder notes and some much softer notes. That note right there, see how hard that note comes out? That's the kind of stuff we don't want in our music, and that's the kind of stuff that will make your music not sound professionally produced, right? Whether that's a velocity problem, so if you're playing piano, you're going to want to make sure your velocities are even, or that your velocities are at least intentional with how hard or soft you're playing notes. And then it could also be a compression issue. You could do a little bit of compression on some of your parts to just bring the dynamics down a bit. You do want some dynamics, right? I talked in another entry about it having no dynamics. But you want some dynamics, but not so much so that the listener wants to be constantly playing with their volume while listening to your music. I'm overly cautious from the last one I submitted because it's a little too loud. Well, meet somewhere in the middle. Let's meet somewhere in the middle. Okay, and the other thing is, while the musical ideas are simple, and I kind of really like the simplicity of it, the minimalist nature of it, it kind of really is just as if you bought like 5 Legos and you built a 5 Lego structure. And it's just this part, then this part, then this part, then this part. There's no real transitional sounds. We've talked about ear candy on some of the previous tracks. I think this track could also benefit from some ear candy. And again, you can do this a similar exercise to what I explained on a previous submission, but go find your favorite song in a similar genre, a song that inspired this song, and make note of all the sounds that are not the musical ideas, the sounds that are not the chords, the sounds that are not the main melody, the sounds that are not the drums. Just make a list of what are all those songs and when do they come in. Oh, on the 4th beat of the 3rd bar in the 1st verse, this little chime instrument comes in, and then it never comes again until, that part repeats later, or it never comes in again. Making little notes like that will help you understand how people do things beyond just the musical ideas, because you have good musical ideas here, boom, boom, dun, 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 and they all fit together quite well. But again, there's no sounds transitioning between sections. There's no kind of like additional sounds that help make the track sound more professionally produced, right? It's just, and it's your first EP, so this is totally fine. But what it means is, okay, it's learning. You've accomplished this. Now what's the next level? How do you take this track to the next level? Or not this track necessarily. How do you take your next track from being at this level to even better? But it's quite dreamy.
Sound says, love the idea of the EP. Yes, and having like a concept like that, like you did with the color and the keyword, I think that's really good. Having those key concepts ahead of time while you're composing, that's off on the right path too, because what you don't suffer from, which a lot of first timers suffer from, is the music is just kind of all over the place conceptually. But I do feel like all the parts in this music contribute to the concept of the music. All right, we got to keep rolling, chat, because I have got to get through these tracks and I have a hard out today. We must keep going. guitar bends are cool.
It's almost time to lock up the house. Then your party will really begin.
Snare fits perfectly in the mix, right? I think you could have given it a little bit of a better outro, Stems of 94. Like, the Lounge Haze, that concept and that title is perfect. The sound, you nailed the concept. And the visuals as well. Is this another AI art piece? Are a lot of y'all using AI for the artwork? I don't make a lot of loft sounding music, lo-fi sounding music, typically make high energy sample driven hip hop sounding beats. Well, I think you nailed this for real. I think at least the ending, like, let it drift off, you know, because this has a very drifty, hazy vibe. So the outro should do that. Don't give up on the end. So many people give up on the end of the song and just like end it or do a tape stop or just like cut or just fade. Like, drift, make an outro. The outro is a section of your track, right? I always enjoy coming to music like this on a chill Sunday afternoon. I think it's great. Like, I know I've given a lot of feedback about, you know, keeping the track with variations and things like that and keeping things moving. But I also think like a genre like this, a kind of music like this, doesn't require a strong rate of change. It's more about the vibe. It's more about the feeling. It's more about settling into a feeling. That being said, there is a clear section change here. It's not drastically different from the A section, but it is slightly different. And I think that pause right there is perfect. That's a perfect example of tension and release. Even if it's just for a second. Again, I like to refer to that kind of technique as you shoot the basketball. The pause in the music is the anticipation of the ball as it's in the air. And when the beat drops, that's the ball going into the hoop. That's the only way I can describe that musical technique as a feeling. But for the variation of samples, like I assume there's a few different samples going on here. Like whatever that like guitar string doom, 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 that sample is.
I wonder how it relates.
And the chords. And then the bends. Yeah. Piccolo Black says, would love to hear this with good rap vocals too. I agree. There's two different main sample tracks. Yeah, cool. Stems of 94 with Lounge Haze, everybody. Go give a follow if you enjoyed that vibe. Stems of 94, if you end up like releasing this or something, make sure you submit it for the Lo-Fi Lounge playlist that we have, our community playlist, because I would love to add it to that. And that is a Spotify playlist. Really, really good work. Oh, look at Bad K. Bad K thinks that the link is going to come through in chat. I just love the attitude of like, can you stop what you're doing? Can you please stop reviewing all the music that all the other people that are waiting in line? Can you stop reviewing their music? And can you please focus on me? I'm here now. Look at me. All right, Krios, CJ, let's hear it. Let's vibe. Why not? Let's vibe.
Come vibe with me.
Richard Kerr, thank you for becoming a member. Let's get housey.
Vibe with me.
You genius. Why are you so toxic? You genius.
I know you wanna dance.
Why are you in timeout, bro? Go sit in the corner. Let's hear this drop.
Come vibe with me.
That bass line. And by the way, you genius, and everybody out there who's lurking, am I toxic or have you just never been held accountable? Have you just never been held accountable for behavior? Ask yourself that question. Have you just consistently been allowed to act however you want on the internet and no one's ever called you out because they want your like and they want your subscribe? Bad K, what does the pinned comment say? Great bass line. CJ, did you play this bass line?
Vibing. Feel the music. I'm thriving. Don't wanna be no place else. Nowhere else to go. Only way is up. Only way is up.
Ooh.
Come vibe with me. You know you wanna dance. Come vibe with me. I know you wanna dance. Come vibe with me. You know you wanna dance. Come vibe with me.
Oh, you wrote this when you came back from Coachella?
I know you wanna
CJ, if
dance.
you like this vibe of music, I think you got something going here. I think you should consider working on more house and more dance music like this. Really cool vibe and groove, especially the way that bass line works. And good track structure too. Very clear intro. We got this first verse section. Little bass solo, little bridge. Now this section I think could use a little bit more ear candy around here. Give us something more to grab onto.
Be no place else.
Build up that tension a bit
Nowhere
more.
else to go. Only way is up. Only way is up.
The vocals are good. The one adjustment I would make would be a mix adjustment to those vocals. I would not have a big sub bass sound in that vocal, so I would just sweep some low end out. You could do that thing that you see me do a lot on stream when I'm working on music, where you duplicate the vocal track, you pan one hard left, you pan one hard right, you track delay one of those by a little bit, by a few milliseconds, and you slightly detune it. That'll make that vocal nice and wide. By me. It can still be low, but without some of those big sub vocals, it won't stick out too much. It'll be part of the track. You know what I mean? Maybe something to consider. And then here at the end, what about one high string note? Maybe that's too cheesy.
I know you want to dance.
Just one extra energetic layer at the end or something. Maybe. But I will say, I think you have found a groove here, literally, and in a style of music that I would like to hear you pursue more. I think this is my favorite track that I've heard of yours so far. Come ride with me. Harness all that Coachella energy, CJ. We need more Coachella vibes from you. Appreciate those kind words, Richard. Thank you. Listen, if you're one of those trolls and I put you in timeout, or if you heard what I said earlier and it offended you, I just want you to step back for a second. Step back and take a look at this chat. Scroll through this chat. You see everybody with a badge next to their name? Those are all channel members. Those are all people who have chosen to contribute to this community to support me as an artist. It literally costs $1.99, $1.99 to get access to this community. Now, some of you say, oh, I have to pay, that's such a scam, whatever. I believe, and maybe the members can speak to this, I believe I over-deliver on value, whether you're a community member or a VIP member. I believe I over-deliver on the value. So the access to being able to get feedback on your music, the downloadable content, the members-only exclusive videos, I believe all of that is worth way more than even the $5 you can pay for a VIP. So if you're confused and you just jump into a chat and you say, how can I submit my music? Me, look at me. What do I do? The reason I get frustrated and the reason I call you out this way is tough love. Do I think that if you acted this way and you came back to this community and reformed, you would be accepted? Yes. But why do I get upset? We have a pinned comment that says submissions closed. In the video description, it says, how do I submit music? And it tells you, you have to join the channel. You have to become a member. It tells you that. The information is there. So a big problem in the music production community online is a bunch of people expecting and wanting free things, wanting free feedback, and demanding attention for themselves. So I'm sorry if I get frustrated at you, but it's tough love, my friend. And if you're frustrated or if you're taken aback by the way I act or the way I respond to things like that, it's probably because so many creators are thirsty for your like and thirsty for your subscribe. I'm not thirsty. Like, I'm happy for all the support that I get, but as you can see, I get a lot of support. The support makes the channel possible. So there's already people who are clued into this. So I don't need to roll out the red carpet for every single new person that demands my attention, especially if they do it in a disrespectful way, or at the very least in a way that kind of signals to me that they're just not paying attention or that they're just not doing their own due diligence, you know? So that's my spiel there. So if I offended you before, or if you were like, kind of like, wow, this dude kind of acted like a douche, that's where I'm at. Yo, Boz, thank you for the 2 years. If you are a channel member, you have a member milestone chat that you can use every single month to write a cool message in chat and show up just like Boz did right here. So if you're a member, you got one. Feel free to use your member milestone chat if you want. CM Vid Productions says, respect your stance on this. Thank you so much, CM Vid Productions. And like, that is to say, CM Vid Productions is not a member. It's not like I only respect the members. I respect everybody who's being respectful in chat. You know, you don't have to support monetarily to be part of the community. Oh, I'm a crybaby, but you're in my chat. You genius. You're in my chat. You're even still in my chat. You're even still in my chat, my friend. Meanwhile, we've reviewed like 30 songs today. Meanwhile, every song that we reviewed is a paying member. Am I a crybaby? Who's the odd one out? You genius. Just ask yourself. Just ask yourself. You're here. Who's the odd one out? Who's the weird one? Is it me or is it you? Look around. Look around. Scroll through the chat. Is it me or is it you? Mic drop emote? Yeah, we should get that going. You're right. I could probably draw something like that. Yo, Sound is God is up next. Okay.
You said I wouldn't be there for you. Just say what's wrong and I'll be there to talk things over. You say you're drunk, well I'm hungover. We both grown, let's settle down. Talk when we sober. Don't wanna drown.
For you genius in chat.
And I'm only getting old.
Claps and waves for you genius. Bye, you genius. Everybody say bye. He unsubscribed. Say bye. See you in 3 years in my Instagram DM saying I'm so sorry for how I acted on your stream. I'm so sorry I was so rude, but I'm an adult now and I understand. I'm more mature. See you in my DMs in a few years, bud.
Days are the same. Things I don't change at all. At all. Gone. Always same. Things aren't the same. You wanna fade away. Away. Away, baby. Away. I can't take it.
Yo, King, this is dope.
I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling faded, I'm feeling gone, I'm so broken. Blue star smoking, so if I speak up, I hope you notice. I feel
I think the kick might be a little bit too loud in the mix, especially when I push the volume louder.
I'll say thinking about you and me. I'm faded, these keep changing. Before I fall, days are the same. Things I don't change at all. At all. Gone.
Yo, red hair Julian in chat talking about making this song in Ableton Live Lite. 8-track limit. Making a full tune with the 8-track limit in Ableton Live Lite. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You have Ableton Live. Like, people asking me, can I make a full song in this? Or like, oh, I can't do this because I don't have the full version or whatever. Listen to what Julian is doing here. Listen to what King Julian is doing here. Kid Julian. King Julian. I don't know. Why not? 8-track limit, making a whole banger. Really good job. I love the vocal melodies. They're really catchy. And the beat is also pretty good. What could take this song to the next level, though? It's something I've said for multiple tracks today. It's the structure, right? Like, what is your chorus? Like, what's your hook? What's the part of the song you want people singing along to? Think about that. Now, you do have your 8-track limit, so you're going to have to be creative on how to do this, but again, a simple B section means pulling these drums out, because once these drums are in, they never go away. Listen. From 13 seconds to like the end of the track, the drums basically don't go away. So that's a red flag. Let's build a section where the drums drop out and you let the vocals take front and center, like really sing it out in that section. Have a section where there's no hi-hats. Have a section where there's no kick. These are all options. I'm not saying do all of those, but I'm saying you can be more creative with this structure and signal to your listener like, hey, listen to my lyrics here. Get some other stuff out of the way. Or, hey, I want you to be bobbing your head here. Drop the kick in there. You know what I mean? But Julian, you crushed it on this. Really good job. Go give a follow on SoundCloud if you can. The sound is God. Karthik says, is there a Discord server that I can join? Yes, this Discord server is available to channel members. If you would like to join, you can click the join button right below the video. We got to keep moving, chat. We got to keep moving. I'm on a tight time frame today. Thank you for all the submissions. I really appreciate all the music. Quirky Beats, here we go. Notification, didn't I hear your music today or did I make that up? Quirky Beats, where did this come from? I didn't expect this genre. Quirky drill. I started my drill journey. Nice. People saying Linkin Park and chat. Do you think if Chester was still alive and Linkin Park was still doing their thing that they'd have a beat like this, like a drill vibe beat? Perfect. Go get a top line. I don't know. Did anything mix-wise stand out to anybody? Go get a top line. Go find a singer to work with. Or if you want to be really crafty, Quirky Beats, everybody's shouting Linkin Park, Linkin Park, Linkin Park in the chat. Find a Linkin Park song. Use BandLab's, the splitter in BandLab to grab the vocal off of it. Try to throw Chester's vocals or a Mike Shinoda rap over this. You thought it sounded a bit muddy? I didn't think so. Boomy? Yeah, but I think kind of it's meant to be boomy. I think what's helping it not be so muddy is that there's very clear parts, right? Nothing is really getting in the way of the 808, especially when it's like panning, doing that cool pan thing. And then there's the higher melody stuff that has its own space. So I think it sounds really good. Doesn't sound muddy to me. I say get a top line on it. Go collab with somebody. If you're starting your drill journey, go find somebody to collab with, because as an instrumental, it's fire, but you know that people want to hear the song, right? People want to hear the song. People want to hear the lyrics. I gotta breeze through these last few submissions. I apologize that I'm not spending as much time on them. Please bear with me. I didn't manage my time so well. I appreciate everybody who submitted. Zonification, okay. I say the bass is a little too loud. Bass is a little too loud. Bring it down 3 decibels maybe. Notification talked about I'm struggling a little bit in solo piano. The piano's sounding great so far. Okay, here's the part I understand. So yeah, everything sounds fantastic until that solo comes in. And here's what brings the solo down. Here's what makes it sound not as great as the rest of the beat. It's very on the beat. Dun, 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 dun. Daga, daga, da, 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 da. Like I can do the robot to it. Da, 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 da. When a solo piano, you want to be more like a singer. Ba-da-dum, da-da-dum. We just did Zonification, a members only workshop on melody, and in that workshop we talked a lot about phrasing. You want to be saying phrases. You want to pay attention to how the first phrase, the opening phrase, is answered by the next phrase. You want to pay attention to making patterns out of there. You can make a solo, but say something, then answer that, and leave space. If you find yourself like this is the beat, if you find your notes all landing on this, da 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 dee dee dee, it's gonna sound bland because it's not being sung. It's just kind of rigid and on the grid, you know? Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed the workshop. Seal says, just like voice is an instrument, instruments can be a voice. True. I also, that's a nice little lick right there. The little ending solo piano was good. I think here in that middle section is where it suffers and it just needs a little more work. Also, I'm imagining, are the piano chords a sample and the solo piano is like an actual instrument on top? If that's the case, it kind of sounds like it might be the case. I'm not sure. But make sure those two sounds blend really well. Because right now it's sounding like the solo piano is really bright and loud, where the chord piano is like very mellow. It's just laid out. So just be aware of that. Zonification, good work. Just practice your phrasing, get comfortable on the piano, get comfortable soloing. Really, the more comfortable you are, the more intentional you can be with the melodies. All right, Morband wants to know, is this possible to release on Spotify or is it ready? solo is really good. I really like the way it sounds. There's a vocal thing happening in the background that I would just take out. That's in the background. You hear that? Where is it? Maybe it doesn't need to get removed, but it's really in a mid-rangey place, dead center, where we want to listen to that trumpet synth thing. So pull mid-range out of that vocal, possibly pan it a little bit, or at least widen it so it's not dead center. Get it out of the way of the trumpet. I think the clipping is on my end, chat. I apologize for that. I think I could see this on a playlist for sure. Be careful on that electric piano. Sometimes when you get up in the higher register on that electric piano line, it gets a little harsh. Or compression on that electric piano. That vocal sounds a lot better here than it did the first time. Band. First of all, go. You could release this as it is, but a few minor adjustments could take it to the next level, and I think it's ready. You also do a great job of melody call and response. So listen to the little twinkly thing that responds to the trumpet sounding synth. Little sparkles that do a call and response. More band, great work. Couple little adjustments, and I think it'll be ready. If not, it's already ready. Boz, you're up next. Top shotta. Just more of that. What do you call it? Funk. People in the funk community, if you're here, are you all kind of like...
Get my watch dumb, but my chain a little dumber. I've been doing numbers, came up in the jungle. Know you little nigga, Stevie Wonder. She pull up and suck it, then she lead you like a plumber.
I do what I want, I work harder than the butler. I'm like no other, I'm straight up at the gutter.
Get my watch dumb, but my chain a little dumber. Yeah, my watch dumb, but my chain a little dumber.
I would take the low end completely out of the kick here.
Spread the word. Top shutters are back. Full of time.
Yeah, my watch dumb, but my chain a little dumber. I've been doing numbers, came up in the jungle. Know you little nigga, Stevie Wonder. She pull up and suck it, then she lead you like a plumber.
I do what I want, I work harder than the butler. I'm like no butter. Straight up at the gutter.
Yeah, my watch dumb, but my chain a little dumber. Yeah, my watch dumb, but my chain a little dumber.
Very dope. Probably the best one yet, boss. Probably the best one yet for sure. I was gonna ask, are the funk producers like offended or upset that the music has been kind of co-opted by the alpha male, like toxic masculinity movement? One adjustment that I would have made arrangement-wise is when this verse finishes, I would have ended there. Not ended. Little dumber. I would have gone right into that bridge section from there. And then like my other suggestion there with like making sure the kick is like totally kind of filtered out is let this section float, right? We got hard, steady beat going for the majority of this beat. Let this shit float here.
Yo, spread the word.
Even more than it already does, you know? And I don't know about the genre of funk. I'm not an expert. But is there room for a little bit of performance effects and stutters here? Like a little more like almost like DJ performance effects here. Maybe that's out of place for the genre though, so I don't know. But Boz, I think this is one of your strongest beats yet. Keeping the funk alive. Keeping the funk alive. Just don't let your music get used in like Andrew Tate videos. Everybody, I'm so proud of everybody's music today. Thank you all for submitting. We got 2 more tracks to listen to. This is Me by Trudge Boy. Already on Spotify, so go give it a listen if you like what you hear. I have no idea where this is going. Ooh. Bailey says the stream's been instructive. I learned a lot. I'm so happy to hear that. The lead sound's got a little too much low end in it, and it's a little too loud. The thing about a lead sound is you don't have to mix it loud. It's already popping out on top. Fire solo. Interesting outro. You know what would have been even better though, Trudge Boy, is you do that. First of all, that reverb, you kind of automated the reverb to get, I assume the wet went up at the end. Instead of having a reverb that has a low pass filter on it, I would have done a high pass filter instead. And then what I also would have done is the long pause and then right back in on just another section with maybe one more elevated layer of percussion, like a ride bell, ting 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 ting, and more solo. Like just one last 8 or 16 bars of solo after this. It would have been the perfect tension, and then you guys know what I mean? Weren't you like waiting for that or hoping for that? But Trudge Boy, this was a really cool, fun style of music. What game does this sound like? Some island based game. Okay. Oh, Sonic. That's a good reference. Red Pills. Thank you, Trudge Boy, for that submission. I appreciate it. kind of brightened my mood. All right, Miss Nadia is up next. Miss Nadia's first submission. Miss Nadia, if you don't know, ready? I'm going to cut to the screen. Miss Nadia made this animation. Miss Nadia also is working on an amazing animation for Music for Ghosts, and also did the animation for my lo-fi beat, the classic one that everybody likes. So shout out to Miss Nadia in chat. Really cool art coming from her soon, and we're gonna listen to this track, Puente.
Va muy lento, siempre tan lento. Esta carrera no tiene meta. No llevo
We got
prisa,
vocals.
soy atleta, pero el camino me lastima. Noches oscuras, zonas vacías, primero al cielo, este se oculta. Estoy tan exhausto de buscar pretextos para no llamarte por teléfono.
You say the mix is poor quality, but I think there's like a really cool lo-fi vibe happening here.
Con cada intento de hacer la llamada, la voz se me quiebra o entra en llamas. No estás al tanto de esta batalla que sufro sin falta cada madrugada. No pido que vuelvas, pues ya no hay manera de verte a los ojos y sentir lo mismo. Mi mente da vueltas en esta marea, llevando tu rostro al olvido.
Cool little bass. One thing that happens is some filtering going on that main synth sample. The lower frequencies tend to poke out.
Soy quien se queda, y si Dios mira, se dará cuenta que mi destino se ha puesto a prueba. Noches
Also, is your vocal warped?
Tengo miedo, lleno de culpa, y me cuesta tanto saberte tan lejos teniendo que amarte.
Yo, shout out to Miss Nadia for the first ever submission and being so vulnerable, putting yourself out there. Even got a vocal on here. I fully didn't expect that. I think there's something to this, chat. I don't know. It's like SoundCloud era, like underground kind of vibe, right? I gotta subscribe. Miss Nadia also streams on Twitch, by the way. I don't know. I think people would listen to this. It's structured really well. I know you probably have some other mixing techniques and stuff you want to get into, but as a first submission, I don't think it's bad at all. And I think there is something to the quality of it, where it's not overproduced. It's slightly lo-fi, which gives it slightly an underground vibe. Really cool. Really, really cool. Thank you. All right. Make sure you go follow all the artists that you heard today if you liked their music. Please, please, please. That is going to be it for today. I might be live on Twitch later, but I gotta like shoot a couple videos today. So bear with me on that front. Make sure you have live notifications turned on over there if you do want to. Be a part of that. And I'm going to just drop Miss Nadia's Instagram in here, because if y'all are looking for album art or any type of animation work for your Spotify canvas or whatever it may be, you should check into Miss Nadia's work. Just great animations and art, as well as now we hear makes great music. So I am late to a meeting, so I got to jump off this pretty quick. Please, if you're in the Discord, go back and listen to other people's tracks. You can find everybody's tracks there if you want to hear them. I will see you all next time. The party continues on both Instagram and Twitter, so follow me over there. Links are in the description. My new album is out, Music for Ghosts. You can go to TAETRO.com/musicforghosts and find streaming links, as well as the link to purchase the very last cassette tapes, as well as a bunch of cool merch like this cool t-shirt, this cool mug, iPhone and Samsung cases. This is all original art based on original paintings that I've created. Thank you all. You all put in a lot of work and a lot of effort. I can't wait till the next one. I was really impressed by a lot, if not all of these tracks. Producers that I've heard your music before, I hear progress in every single one of you. So keep doing that. I dropped a new video today. Go watch that. I'll probably drop a tutorial tomorrow. Maybe not. We'll see. But there's a lot of new stuff coming to the channel soon. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. This has been TAETRO. Have a good one.